Hey, this is Richard with a review of the Intercontinental Hotel in Dublin, Ireland. The Intercontinental is considered one of Dublin's finest hotels. It was built in 2001 and operated as a Four Seasons until 2015, when it was rebranded and launched as the Intercontinental. The red brick building with a gray stone ground floor is located in the unfortunately named Ballsbridge neighborhood south of the city center. Despite the name, Ballsbridge is a nice neighborhood that's home to lots of embassies, including the American one. Prices are on the high end for Dublin, with a basic room costing around €400 a night and suites starting at around €600. However, there are some good specials that come up during the year. For instance, we booked a winter special and got 20% off the room plus free breakfast. So 4 nights in our King Classic room came to €1,080 or $270 a night with breakfast. Like most travelers from America, we arrived at Dublin Airport in the morning. We grabbed a taxi out front. The Intercontinental's location south of the city center means a pretty long drive from the airport, which is north of the city. Figure 30 minutes or so with lots of traffic lights. We had requested early check-in, but I did not have high hopes for this because in my experience, it's usually a futile request. However, to my surprise, our room was ready when we arrived for check-in at 10 a.m. I think it's because this is a big hotel and a lot of flight crews stay there, so the staff is used to people checking in and out at odd hours. Whatever the case, I was so relieved because at that point I was feeling pretty jet-lagged and needed to lie down for a couple of hours. The hotel common areas were lovely, with coffered ceilings and chandeliers and green Connemara marble trim, and decorated with lots of stuffed bunnies, as it was shortly after Easter when we were there. There were no long waits for the elevators, which were also beautifully appointed with Connemara marble. We were in room 423 on the southeast side of the 4th floor, a long way from the elevators. Our room was spacious, about 450 square feet, with a comfortable king bed and a sitting area by the window. It was decorated in brown and tan with some green accents. The room had a nice view to the southeast. We could see the Irish Sea, the big power station, and the port of Dublin. Unfortunately, a bird, probably a seagull, had decorated our window, slightly marring the view. Amenities included a couple of boxes of water, an espresso coffee maker, and an electric water heater for tea and instant coffee. The bathroom was spacious, with the separate tub and glass-enclosed shower on one side, the toilet on the other, and a large sink in the middle. The room was very quiet during our stay. No thumps from above, very minimal hallway noise, no street noise. The temperature in the room was comfortable and we slept well. On the downside, the room was definitely in need of a refresh. For example, this was the climate control mechanism. No digital temperature readout. Some of the grout in the bathroom was in bad shape, and the shower and tub drained very slowly. In fact, the shallow pan on the floor of the shower began to overflow with water the first time my wife used it. We called down to the front desk and asked if someone could come take a look at it while we were out. When we returned, the shower drain was fixed, but the bathtub was still draining quite slowly. It's a shame because the tub was nice and deep and it filled quickly. The daily breakfast in the hotel's Seasons restaurant just off the lobby was a highlight of our stay. The large dining room overlooking the garden terrace has lots of natural light. There was a great selection of food and drinks, served mostly buffet style. Each morning, we checked in with the host and were escorted to our seats. Servers would then bring coffee and juice. The buffet, set up in a separate room, offers cereal, oatmeal, yogurts, healthy juice mixes, fruit, lox, and breakfast pastries. There's also a table of gluten-free items. You can also order from the menu. It has the usual assortment of eggs, sausage, and bacon, along with the traditional Irish breakfast. Breakfast is served from 6:30 to 10:30 on weekdays, 7 to 11 on weekends. As is typical with these buffets, it gets busier as the morning wears on, so getting there earlier makes for a more tranquil experience. Another highlight was the cozy bar and lounge next to the restaurant. It's a great place to sample some Irish whiskeys. The bartenders there were friendly and knowledgeable. One floor below the lobby is the gym and spa. The gym is spacious and well equipped with machines and dumbbells. The spa is open from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. It has a sauna, steam room, and a heated pool. The clientele at the Intercontinental consisted mostly of families with small children. Not a problem except for the occasional kid running amok in the dining room during breakfast. My main hesitancy over booking the Intercontinental was the location, as it's quite a distance from popular attractions like Trinity College, the Temple Bar area, and the Guinness Storehouse. Thankfully, the hotel is very close to the Sandymount station of the DART train, the city's commuter line that runs from the northern suburbs through the city center and to points further south. It's only a 5-minute walk from the front door of the hotel. However, the walk is a little treacherous, especially for Americans used to seeing cars driving on the right side of the road. You have to cross the street out front, which does not have a crosswalk, and then wait for the light to cross the busy Marion Road. Then you have to cross back over and walk a little further to the station. The trains going into Dublin stop on the west side of the station, which is the first entrance you come to. I walked past this entrance on our first trip and ended up on the wrong side of the platform and almost got on the train to Dublin's southern suburbs. Fortunately, I asked someone waiting there and she directed me to the right side. So remember, the first entrance is the one you want if you're heading into the city. I found the DART train to be convenient and easy to use. You can even go online and see the estimated arrival times at Sandymount before you leave the hotel. You'll stop at Lansdowne, Grand Canal Dock, and then Dublin Pierce, a convenient stop for both Trinity College and the National Gallery. One stop further is Tara Street, the last stop before the train crosses the river. If you are going to use the train, be sure to get a LEAP card for however many days you need. You can pick one up on your way out of Terminal 2 at the airport. We got a 3-day pass. It cost us only €18 per person and worked like a charm. The DART train is not convenient for neighborhoods to the west, like Portobello, Christchurch, and Kilmainham. For those areas, you'll need a bus or a taxi. On a couple of our dinner excursions, we had the front desk call for a taxi. It cost about €10 to get to Portobello, and along the way, we enjoyed some good conversations with the Irish cabbies. Speaking of dinners, there are many restaurants within walking distance of the hotel, mostly up along Marion Street to the northwest. Further out, I recommend the Michelin-starred Bastille in Portobello and its compelling tasting menu. Also good is Library Street, a small place convenient to the National Gallery and Marion Park. But my favorite was Pichet, a Dublin classic that's won Michelin Bib Gourmand designation. It's close to Trinity College and the river and is reachable from the Tara Street stop of the DART train. In summary, we enjoyed our stay at the Intercontinental. The room was quiet, we got early check-in, the breakfast was excellent, and the staff was friendly and helpful. It is quite a distance from the heart of Dublin, but then again, it's nice to get away from the hustle and bustle at the end of the day. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.